Colleen, I am so excited
Mhm.
to introduce you to all of our teachers that we've been working with over the past couple of years. And we have such an exciting program planned. So I just wanted to get everyone introduced to who you are and what you have to offer. And does that sound good?
It sounds good. I'm so happy to be here and to work with you guys and
So,
to meet all your people.
oh my gosh, we have an amazing community. So,
I
first off,
can
I just wanted
imagine.
to say, here you are, Colleen Jorgensen. Like, I am such a big fan of yours, and we've known each other for a few years now. But could you give our teachers a little bit of information about your background and what
Yeah,
you've done
sure.
up to now?
Sure. So I started in university, I studied exercise science with a specialty in athletic therapy. And I had my first of three spine surgeries when I was in university. And it was when I was recovering from that I really inadvertently stumbled upon Pilates, which is a story for another day. But in my training to become a Pilates teacher, which was a year-long mentorship where I was doing Pilates 5 to 7 days a week. It happened to be right after my surgery, and I was just fascinated by how functional it got me. Like, even with all the tools I had, I got myself well. Pilates got me so much more than well, you know? So then I
Yeah.
started to combine Pilates with my rehab in the clinic because I work in clinic with patients. I then studied osteopathy, which is a 5-year program here in Canada. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. That was very rude. That was my warning that I'm meeting with you, Hannah.
Well, great. Be
I didn't
warned.
miss it, so that's good. Um, And as an osteopath, most of my clientele are people who live with chronic pain. So, just by nature of working with people who have chronic pain, and I myself have been in chronic pain for about 10 years now, I just developed a fascination with trying to learn more, which happened to be at a time when the research on pain and neuroscience was exploding, is exploding. So, it's a really exciting time. And that kind of brings me here. Somewhere along the way, I became a Pilates instructor, a yoga instructor, and somatics teacher as well. And I just try to combine it all to try to get people out of pain and show people and teachers that people who live in pain have the power to change themselves. We just have to show them the way and give them the tools.
I think that's what's so fascinating about the work that you do, that you come from not only a practical background, from the experience that you have in your body, but you have the theory and you have the education to back up the techniques that you are using. And I found them so valuable in my own teaching. And this is really why we wanted to have you as part of our teaching team right now. It's just it these tools are so valuable because as we all know as teachers, I mean, everyone comes across pain, as a teacher in
Everyone.
our own bodies, but
Yeah,
also our clients, and how it's
everyone.
so important to be able to work with them more efficiently, right?
And can I ask you, Hannah, like the part that
Yeah.
I find fascinating is as complex as pain is, the tools can be really simple.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm shocked at how it's the really simple things that have the biggest impact. And I think we need to remember that as teachers. We don't always have to make it so complicated, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. And because of the simplicity that's there, what's great once you learn some of these tools that you're going to teach our teachers is it's life changing, not only for us as teachers to be able to lead classes with confidence, but it changes the lives of our students, and it's
I
amazing.
agree. And a lot of people will say to me, well, I don't teachers will say, well, I don't really work with people who are in pain, so I don't really need to learn about that stuff. And the truth is, we are all working with people in pain. We don't always know it, but 1 in 5 people are living with chronic pain. And then how many of us get injured, right? Like, we all are going to have several injuries throughout our lifetime. So you're either working with someone who's in pain right now and you maybe don't know it, that happens a lot, or you're working with people who at some point in their life are going to face pain. It's so much easier to learn the tools when you're not in pain. So it's like a gift for us as teachers to be able to teach people now before they're in pain what they can do when they ultimately do face pain, because we all will as humans at some point, right?
That's so true. So in our workshop that we're going to be doing together with you, um, what what's sort of like the overview? What's the structure of what we're going to be doing?
So it's going to be mostly practical. I really love to embody things. I think learning through our bodies is always the best way.
Yeah.
Having said that, there will be a little bit of theory just so that because the information on pain science is so brand new that most of us don't know it yet. So I'll just do a little bit of theory so that we're all starting on the same foundation. And then we're going to right away put that theory into practice. I will lead you guys through a Pilates class that's what we call pain care aware, which basically just means that instead of using language that might be fear inducing or language that makes the body come off as fragile, it's language that is empowering, encourages curiosity and exploration. And then we'll play together as a group. It'll be interactive that we'll take different Pilates exercises or sequences and we'll explore different language. Okay, what's the cueing we've been using all these years? And does that fit now with what we know about pain? And if it doesn't, okay, how can we shift it just a little bit so that we're again empowering people and reducing fear instead of inadvertently causing some fear. And let me
Mm.
just explain that for a second because it might be confusing to people. You know, for many, many years, or for all the years that we've been teaching movement, the number one thing we want to make sure is that we keep people safe, right? So we have developed cueing to make sure that we keep people safe. Things like bend your knees to protect your spine and don't let your knee go past your second toe because you don't want to damage the knee, or don't do this movement too often, you're going to create wear and tear. Now that so it was for all the right reasons that we developed those cues. But now that we have a new understanding of how pain works, which we are going to fully get into in the workshop, we understand that by using language like that, we're actually unconsciously teaching people that their bodies are fragile and they can break. And so they need to protect it. And those three things cause fear. And when people are in fear, consciously or unconsciously, it ramps up the protective responses in the nervous system, and that actually produces more pain. And it makes people afraid to move, or if they do move, they're all of a sudden moving in a very protective kind of way. So we want to break down those barriers, let people know the body is actually super resilient and strong. It is brilliantly, brilliantly put together. We've got layers and layers of stability built in. So let's teach people that message that your bodies are really strong and resilient and they're working for you all the time.
It's amazing, Colleen. Like I am thrilled. I mean, we've been working together for a while. It as your tools have helped me become a better teacher. It's also really helped me through my hip surgery, getting a hip replacement, and just being able to use the tools that I've learned from you, even in the hospital. It really,
Oh, that makes me
really
happy.
life changing. Really life changing. So I'm excited to be able to share this with other teachers. I'm going to
Thank
put
you.
all of the details in the emails that everyone is just watching with us right now. So you can find all that great information in there. And Colleen, do you have any other parting words you want to leave with us before we see us
Just
there?
that I cannot wait to work with all you guys out there. If you're working with Hannah and Christian, I know we're going to get along. We're going to have a lot of fun together. We're going to have a few laughs, I have a feeling. And as you
Absolutely.
can see, I'm very excited about sharing this information. So it won't be boring learning. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting for sure.
Well, thank you very much, Colleen. I will see you on the inside, and we can't wait.
I look forward to it. Thanks so much, Hannah.